One proposal affecting education funding involves a system of school choice through expansion of state charter schools. A bill pre-filed in the House would provide parents with educational tax credits to send their children to charter schools. Meanwhile, several bills have been filed in the Senate to facilitate the creation of more charter schools in the state. In tonight's Newsmaker interview, Bill Price, chairman of the Oklahoma School Choice Coalition, joins us to discuss these and other education proposals. Thanks for your time this evening. When people talk about school choice, what does that mean?
Well, it means a lot of things. One, it can include charter schools. It also includes a totally different concept, which is scholarship schools through tax credits. It can also include open transfer. It's giving the power to the parents to be able to choose the kind of school that their kid goes to. And that kind of competition not only improves the education for the kids that go there, but also have been proven throughout the country to improve education in the regular public schools.
Let's talk first about the charter schools. You've advocated an expansion of the state's charter school system. What specifically is it about charter schools that you believe will improve public education?
Well, let's start off with the fact that charter schools are public schools. They are public schools, though, that are freer from the restrictions and the union contracts, the ability to hire and fire people without spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, the ability to set the times for the classroom, the ability to reward good teachers. All those things go into a charter school, but in every other respect, they are like a public school. What we've seen in Oklahoma City alone, but it's true throughout the country, the KIPP school here and the Harding school, for instance, are incredible schools. They have virtually 100% college placement. Harding is ranked one of the top schools in America by U.S. News, and they're operating at only about 60 to 70% of the funding of regular public schools, and they're able to do that because they're free of the restrictions that our public schools, other public schools, face.
Free of restrictions, some might say that there are not standards that they have to adhere to like some other schools. Is that a concern?
No, it actually is not. Charter schools, and it would be true also of scholarship schools, really have a lot more accountability than any other schools. And part of the reason is that they're accountable to parents. If they're not doing a good job, parents leave. And secondly, they are chartered for a limited period of time. If they do not perform, they are closed down. They are subject to the same kind of testing that all schools face. They have much more accountability than any schools. So they're operating at less money, they're outperforming the regular public schools, and they have greater accountability, and they're subject to the same testing and the same criteria.
How would scholarship schools work?
They would work in a fashion in which if someone were to donate, let's say $100,000 to a number of students and scholarship schools that are performing well, they would be able to get a tax credit, maybe 50% tax credit from that payment. The state would end up not having to pay as much for those students. They wouldn't lose as much tax revenue as it would have cost them to educate that kid. And at the same time, it causes tremendous innovation. We saw in Pennsylvania on these scholarship schools, they were able to, in the middle of districts that were having huge dropout rates and no college placement, they were basically having 100% college placement and virtually no dropout rate, again, because they were free to be able to innovate and do the right things for those kids.
Well, yes. I was just going to say, this is just the start of this discussion, and we've run out of time, but it will be continued, I'm sure. Bill Price, thank you very much for joining us this evening.
Thank you very much.